Welcome, friends. We are here for our weekly Zelda 1 Randomizer race. My name's Magic Friends. I'm joined today by my tracker, Neo Nonene, and we have four awesome runners to give you a taste of what it was like when we started racing this back in 2017. This is the 2017 Swiss tournament flag. So this is the first tournament that was ever run that had Shapes Dungeons. This is kind of an old school style. So if you've been watching us during the Swiss tournaments this week, a lot of the features are going to be very basic today. We've got we got Chest Jerk in the top left, Opto Point in the bottom left, Wolf in the bottom right, and Town in the top right. So we are on the go now. Let's see what happens. We're starting over near Recorder Lake. Looks like a couple of runners are trying to clip up towards the grave area. Not really a whole lot going on up here, just monies. But Thirlwolf finds level 3 real quick. Seems Thirlwolf kind of went a little bit different path, but immediately combat blocked and lots of couple of key doors there too. Up at Death Armos, so at least our Death Armor Scream isn't super lethal today. That screen gets real nasty sometimes. A little bit low on our secret. Where's the wand? Where we see a wand on our old man spot? We've got Therwolf's already up into East Death Mountain, digging around up there. So he's kind of taking, he's the one that's taking a bit of a different path. We have to see if the hints, let's see, are the hints truthful on this? Well, Therwolf picked up his candles, so that'll be helpful. So I'm surprised that Therwolf stayed up here once he found that candle. There's not a whole bunch of space up here, but it seems he's going to take some any roads and end up on the east side of the map. No runner has any bombs yet. No runner has found the sword cave yet. So we're gonna look right now. Most runners should be trying to find their open sword caves. 116 on the big secret. So if we can find a spot to pay for a candle, we can do that too. Where's that candle shop though that Thurwolf found? Ah, so we do have mixed hints. Okay. And we need the boomerang we need the ladder for the boomerang. We don't need the raft. Ooh, and we need a ladder to get our magic key. Okay. None of those are vital items, but magic key is always helpful. Sound. Opno is getting up into that upper left, into that East Death Mountain area that Thirwolf was in earlier. He might be able to find that candle shop. Any keys on the coast solves all of your key problems as long as you find some duct tape wood. Alright, up no point. Also picking up his candle out of that East Death Mountain shop. If that happens to be the rare shop, that could be a difficult one to get to. Especially, we do have extra candles on though, so if runners are able to find one of our take any's, then they should be able to get a candle out of that too. Oh, there's our book in the Armos location. You can see most of our runners are gonna end up dodging that. It does not give us atlases, and it does not needed to understand old men. So all it does is give us the fire. Theirwolf seems to have run over it and kept it. I think he hesitated there for a second to think like, can I obey this or not? Because a couple of our runners have seen the hit for that wand. That might be even like a very early sword instead, if it comes down to it. Ooh, Opno is on the big shield purchase. We got a big shield sighting, friends. Now, all of our runners are basically in the same spot, but Psytown is the first one to find level 4 over in the shop near those 3 Armos items in the Lost Hill. Sorry, Lost Woods. Yeah. But without any melee combat, really not much to do in there either. Alright, there's visual inspection of our any key on the coast waiting for us there. Food is better than book. At least food you can like eat. Can't eat a book. As someone who's tried to eat magic cards before, you cannot eat paper. It doesn't work. All of our runners kind of making their way to the same spot, that northeast corner with all the open caves. Especially since we've checked the East Death Mountain area, these 3 caves are the most likely spot for us to have our sword item at this point. But potion shop's a miss. Level 1 for Theirwolf. He's gonna find a compass and a arrow block, huh? Okay, you're gonna have to go left there. There's a candle for Psytown. Psytown up to the burning. And we got a very, very linear level 1. And unfortunately, there was that. Was that level 1 arrow blocked? The Kairos, it was not a food token. I'm pretty sure it was like a grizzly bear or something along those lines. Yeah, I was wondering if that Goma was blocking us, and it looks like it does have a shutter door behind there, so we're going to be in a lot of trouble moving through this level 1. And Opno Point finds level 8, but level 8 is full of blue Wizrobes, so that's not going to help us either. But we do get to see some sweet big shield usage. And immediately blocked by Troll Handler. Yeah, with Theirwolf's the probably the closest to make progress right now. We're basically just waiting to see who gets a sword. And Theirwolf does get the wand on 4. Nice. So Theirwolf has a little bit of an early advantage here, able to finally melee some stuff down, and he finds level 6 up in this northeast corner. Scytown making his play to see if this sword is up in the level 5 area in the waterfall, whereas Optopoint has returned back to start, where Chest Jerk is trying to check these start open doors and see if that's where we can find our wooden sword. Theirwolf gets a nice kinetic key to get through that door. No, Theirwolf, go back through, go back through. And he finds the Triforce very early in that 6. Scytown finds level 2 at the White Sword Cave. So we've got 5 dungeons found already, including both of our double item dungeons. Dungeon hearts are not shuffled in this flag set, so we will have a dungeon heart on the floor and an item in our staircase outside of the level 1 and level 2 items that are on the floor. Is there a flag to make the wand fiery by default and the book takes it away? That would actually be a good suggestion. We have to get the book to actually control it. It's too bad that there's not more buttons on a Nintendo controller. Hey, we've got a wood sword sighting by Chest Jerk. It is in that central cave right near the center fairy fountain. Opno is making some decent progress into this 5, just using a big shield to block his way through. But now he's kind of got to get over into that staircase. Looks like Opto is trying to get... Oh, Opto finds the item in level 5. It's just one room in, and it's the recorder. Now, we are on First Quest Overworld, so that recorder will only open the Recorder Lake, but we do start at Recorder Lake, so that is something he can check when we spawn, and also he can go use that to teleport around to the dungeons as well. Well, looks like Chest Jerk is going to have his wand, so Chest Jerk's got his melee combat handled. He also has found his sword now, so he's starting to pull a little bit back towards where Theirwolf is, although Theirwolf is already back into level 1 to dig this out. Yes, the Dongo dwells by a lake. We did know that. And the merchant is by a lake. We knew that. So, just a little bit of information. It's like I'm picking up a key right now. Especially with the first quest dungeons, keys shouldn't be too much of an issue, but when you got the money, you might as well spend it before some door repair person takes it. And Chester's going to take Triforce number 6. And we finally have a Triforce on the map. Open the point, found number 7. Hey, Theirwolf finds the first item in level 1. It's the red candle. He's got to scoop that up. That gives him multiple repeatable weapons, but he still needs a sword to be able to... Oh, and we found the second item in 1. It's the blue meringue. Fairwolf has both ways to make fire, as well as the thing you want to burn. Yeah, Triforce. Fairwolf might have grabbed the early Triforce that I think was in 5. We'll have to see when he hits select. Where's Red Wizards going down with 1 bomb? That's a good sign. At least maybe we can farm them back out. Because this is an older flag set, I believe all the enemies have normal HP, including our bosses. So, Red Wizards will have 4, Red Dark Knights will have 4, Blue Dark Knights will have 8. So, hey, Scythetown gets his 1 sword. Hello. Now it's just Opno that's got to get to the middle of the map to get his wood sword, and we'll be finally have 4 A buttons. Alright, Chester digging out level 2, while the rest of our runners get back on the overworld map. And Chester finds the raft in level 2. Food Dog Shapes Dungeons means that the maps for the dungeons are not going to look like the maps would if you were playing the vanilla game. They get randomized based on the rooms. The rooms still look the same, but not the actual layout of the rooms. Ooh, where did we see a ladder? I did not see a ladder. What dungeon had the ladder? Ladder in 2? Was that ladder or raft in 2? Yeah, I thought that was raft. That was in 2, but I could have been wrong. I'm trying to look at 4 screens. I saw a pile of logs, and it could have been. I thought it was large logs. It could have been small logs. All right, up the point, getting some melee combat. He picks up his wand on his 4th heart. He's able to clear pretty much everything, but yes, that is definitely the logs in level 2. So Fairwolf finds that wood and also finds a ladder block. We cannot get to the north half of level 2 without the ladder. So already we're looking at the ladder for that any key as well as access to a Triforce. So we 100% need the ladder in this seed. And this level 4 also has a Goma block and in a room that has a water block too. So level 4 could also be blocked by an item. Man, a lot of dungeon blocks early in this seed. That's going to make for a very tight race. Hey, Chester gonna go ahead and pick up the arrows. He's hoping to get that early bow. Opno forcing a bomb to keep digging in this level 6. If I remember correctly, this item and the Triforce in 6 were pretty... Well, Chester found the Triforce in level 6 pretty early, so... Opno probably, I would hope he'd already seen it by now. Ooh, they're both taking a death on the overworld. The screen with the screen near vanilla level 1 is full of blue dark nuts. And they surrounded him and took him back to start. Chester finds out that the coast has a bunch of garbage in it, so that's going to be empty. still looking for level 7. I think that's it. I think we just need level 7 right now. Oh, and level 9. We haven't found level 9 yet. Seven is an East Candle Row. Okay, thank you, Neo. XX House, you can find this randomizer. Oh, nope, that's the Speed Gang Discord server. Nope, actually, just follow the link that Neo posted there. That's the Zelda 1 Wikipedia page. It has all the hints, all the information for how to get your randomizer going, and also has helpful hints and tips on what each of the settings does in your game. And segmented 6, okay. Well, that explains why we're in Triforce and out. CJ, the only one still looking for their candle, but they're going into level 1, so they should find a prattle. It seemed it was relatively easy for Thirlwolf to find that. Hey, looks like we've got Opto's gonna head back in, has dug out a whole bunch. Upade, betting that he's just gonna come in and grab this Triforce. And with 6 having the... 6 has the heart. Domino, was that the heart in the staircase or on the ground? Yes, so the ground heart is going to be... There's going to be a ground heart in each level. Right now, it is Sylvia. Goma's Creep's Hint. Hey, Saitown's getting his red candle. And Chester should be just behind him. There's the heart container on the ground in level 1 for him. He's finding out where Dodongo dwells, which most of our runners have already seen, so... Thirlwolf's down here in the Vanilla Start area, where Chester's getting his items out and getting ready to go. He's going to clear out this room. That should bring him to his candle. Opto is now back into 2, but Opto still hasn't found his sword cave, so he's going to have to be very meticulous with his bomb usage to get through this Wizrobe dungeon. That big shield coming into play, very helpful. That's 2 rooms he's cleared off of 2 bombs total, because he was able to block those big shields. Oh, this he can clear out too, because of the wand. Chester's got his red candle. He's moving on, whereas Saitown picks up his Triforce in level 1. That's his first one. He's out of here. Chester will be out of here in just a moment as well with his Triforce. And Thirlwolf should be finding his wood sword just... Okay, don't... Careful. Careful. Careful, Thirlwolf. Thank you. There we go. Now you should be able to find it on this screen here. Blue, yes, Thirlwolf has seen the blue ring. He has enough money to go get it, but there's also he still doesn't have errors. He might also do some key purchases. A lot of runners at this strength don't necessarily focus on getting the blue ring unless it's in their path. It doesn't make it the right or the wrong decision. It's just more of a preference thing where you know, spending time to go back may not make up as much time as it took you to go get it. There was getting a potion already out of one of his takeanies. You may notice that the Lionels are shooting some very odd-looking swords on Opno's screen. He is using the golf. I believe it's the golf sprite that he created for. So his look like golf clubs. All right, we got Chestrick at level 4. Scytown over into level 6. So maybe he'll be able to get a little bit deeper than Opno was because he has a little bit better combat advantage here. And now Opno finds level 5 on the way. Is he the one that running the golf sprite or the ice hockey sprite? I think Opno runs the golf sprite, and the ice hockey sprite is Kingdoll. Kingdoll runs the ice hockey sprite, if I remember correctly. I had to think of whose name sounded Finnish. Alright, Chestrick's going into 8. It looks like Scytown left that area real fast. He's going back into 2. More ladder blocks in 5 as well. Well, we know what items are in 1, 2, and 5. And we've got ladder blocks in 4 and ladder block in the rest of 5. Yeah, where is this ladder? Nice shot by Chester getting the bullseye on his troll handler, manhandler. But Chestrick's back out of that dungeon as well. Opto Point found level 7, and the Triforce is very early in this level 7. Yeah, we've got a couple dungeons now. We got Therewolf digging out level 3. Gotta be careful on this heart total. Ooh, that was no bueno. He's gonna have to reset that room altogether. This level 3, you basically have to take damage to get into the first room, so. Opno's going to spend some time and try to dig out this level 7. He finds the staircase that'll lead him to the back. Scytown is going to end up being able to, I think this level 2 Triforce is also blocked. Yeah, no cheat buggers today, but if we can find the any key, they will be free. Our luck, the other bugger is right in front of the ladder. So, and Scytown's going to go dig into level 8 here. This makes sense. He's seen level 1, and he's seen all the items on level 1, so go to the next dungeon that has the 2 item drops. But it will be a wizard dungeon. Oh, that is a staircase for Scytown and a staircase for Therewolf at the same time, but I think that's his exit staircase. Ooh, Scytown's staircase just leads him to another room. Darewolf's going to grab his Triforce on level 3. That puts him up to 3 Triforces and takes a little bit of a lead. Alright, Chester's in 5. Opno still in level 7, trying to dig his way out to the back. Chester's going to find his Recorder in level 5. That'll give him a little bit of extra overworld movement, as he already has a couple of Triforces. Although the 1 and the 6 Triforces are pretty close to each other. So there will take another death in this 3. The combat, he does have that max money, so if this combat is going to be this nasty, maybe now is a good time. Maybe this is the drawback of not having going and getting that blue ring. Alright, Scytown finds the Triforce in 8, so Scytown ties up the Triforce race. Yeah, this room, with any room that has Gorillas, can be very nasty, but when the Gorilla damage kind of like causes lag to happen, and then the Wizros show up when you're not expecting it. Ooh, that's a very odd level 3, very straight. Chestjerk, it seems Chestjerk may be sick of this. Hey, we found our ladder. It is in level 3. All right, Darewolf now can go get his any key. Now that he has the any key, now it might be very wise to get that blue ring, since you know you don't need more keys to go get your any key, and then it's just arrows. You've already seen one of the Gomas. There's not going to be extra bosses, so there won't be too many more Gomas. And Chestjerk's going to grab his Triforce out of 5. He is on his way out of here. I do think that Mugger was a requirement to get to level 3, so Chestjerk or Scytown. No, Theirwolf. That's what I'm looking at. Theirwolf has his any key now, so he is set for dungeon diving. He's just got to get to all of them. He's going to 4 next. Opno has been in this 7. He has been in the 7 for so long that now Chestjerk's here, and he finally finds what this looks like it's going to be his dungeon item here. Oh, level 7 has the Big D. Very fruitful dig out for Opno point. Everybody in the race is going to have to make that dig out at some point, and Opno still, without a sword, got all the way through there. Well, since I believe this room is the room that has the Triforce. Let's see if Scytown or if Chester decides to pick this up and leave, or if he's going to dig into the back. Looks like Scytown is going to go into 3 to see if he can make his way through the rest of this dungeon, which will pay off for him if he can find the ladder that's in the back of here. Alright, Scytown finds the Triforce out of level 3, so we'll pick that up for now. Let's see if he goes back in. Yeah, sure looks like it. Alright, so as long as he doesn't get too lost in here, he should end up with his ladder at some point. Chester's. I wonder if Chester gets this heart. Yeah, Chester gets his hearts. We all know Chester would have got that heart if he was on 15 as well. So, if anybody was going to make that long trek around the staircase for that, it was him. Alright, so we see that Thirwolf has decided to go back into 2 to get past the Goma block that was in here and grab that Triforce. What will he do if he has no keys? I think the other hat, well, yeah, I don't think he's going to leave to go get keys just because he doesn't want to lose his hearts. Alright, we got 3 of our runners in dungeons right now. Scytown is in level 3, where he is just now finding the ladder. Thirwolf is in level 2, where he's finally getting across the water block, but finds a room full of blue wish robes that maybe are a Triforce room. There's only 5 more rooms that could be the Triforce. Chestjerk is still trying to dig out this level 7. For him to find the bow, he needs to get all the way up into that top right corner, that one room that's in the 7 column. And Opno has found his sword at 3542. Opno finally picks up his sword, although that wand has made it that he's been able to dig out some of these dungeons, including level 7, before anybody else. Alright, there's a Triforce in level 2 for Thirwolf. He already got the item out of here earlier, so he is up to 4 Triforces, halfway there. And it looks like Chestjerk is finally getting to the back corner of this dungeon. I believe right around here is where you need to go through that mugger room, and it's just a very linear path, so there's not an option. He also got the bomb upgrade, which is a big 6 bombs this seed, so big help for him to clear some of these blue Wizro rooms. Not sure why Scytown's still in this. Oh, Scytown hasn't gotten the Triforce in this 2 yet, so he is clearing out these blue Wizrobes. And he does find the heart container, but that's not what he was looking for there. Chestjerk finds the staircase. That's going to take him all the way to this back corner. And now he's going to finally use these keys to see what's in here and see if these are his Triforce locations. Or sorry, see if these are his bow locations. Alright, that should be the ladder for Chestjerk. He'll be out of this level 7. Or sorry, that should be the bow for Chestjerk, and he'll be out of this level 7. Ooh, what did that say about the silver arrows? Thirwolf just got a hint about the silver arrows, right? I thought I saw Thirwolf get a hint that said something has the silver arrows, but I didn't see which dungeon it was. Either way, we've got Optopoint is now into level 4. We still don't have the item for this level 4, so for Opno, best case scenarios here would be some combat, like a red ring, or possibly or of course the silver arrows. Important items cannot be a 9 in this, so the power bracelet is going to have to be somewhere in these first 8 dungeons, but we can have the bow somewhere. Oh, step over the water. Well, we're gonna have, before we get into 9, before we get anywhere, we have to have the bow, so, or have the ladder, so. Yeah, silvers could be in 4. They could also be in 1. I think 1 is ladder block 2. No, 1 is not ladder. 1's not ladder block. We know what's in 1. Alright, Sidetown picking up his recorder out of level 5. He'll be able to go up to... Sidetown will be up to 6 Triforces when he leaves this level, but does not have that bow out of 7. Only 2 spots for him left to go, though. And Cheshire realizing the bad news about this level 4. He's out of here. He needs to get to level 3 and get that ladder. Level 3 is at Death Armor Screen, which is the armor screen that is around the center lake. Yeah, the Death Armor Screen has so few space around it that if there's any enemies that happen to have projectile weapons like Lionels or Wizrobes, it's very easy to take deaths there, even if you have multiple hearts. Yeah, it's very curious where 9 is. No runner has seen this 9 yet, which would suggest that possibly it's either in a location that we haven't been to with the resource to open it, like say a Death Mountain, because we haven't been able to get up there while we had bombs, or it could be Power Bracelet block. We know that the raft isn't required, and I believe Opno checked Recorder Lake. Opno sees his red candle, but he's already got a blue one. And a wand. He's not worried about it. And he sees the blue boomerang, but that's also a no for him. Dog. Sidetown's making his way north through this level 7. Let's see how long it takes for him to realize that he needs to go through that key door that everybody else kind of full cleared with. Theirwolf is in level 5 now. He will have his recorder soon, whereas Opno Point grabs his Triforce on level 1, and he's up to 3. Yeah, we do have a couple of ladder blocks. The items we haven't seen yet are both our offense and defense upgrades, so those would be very helpful for Chester to fight in here. We know he can't get the ladder out of 6, which is the thing he's really looking for. But he's already got the bow. Silvers would also help him, of course, but slightly less likely the silvers are there because of the power bracelet still being in our pool. Yeah, Sidetown will probably take just as long as everyone else as he comes out of this staircase. If he was able to go right here, he could get to the item immediately, but no keys. And he will find a heart container right there. Alright, Chester and Opno both making their plays to level 3. They'll be looking... this is where they need to go to find their ladder, so this is good for both of them to catch up to Theirwolf, who's had his ladder for a little while now. Theirwolf's in level 7 and has the any key, so Theirwolf's really the one that can take a big jump ahead if he can make the right guess and go through those key blocks. Yeah, I'm surprised Saiton didn't go get the Eddie key anyways. So, we've got Chest Jerk and Opno at Death Armos taking out this level 3. So they should be pretty... They should be getting... I mean, they're in the same exact room as each other right now. So we've kind of got dueling sides. We've got level 7s on the right. We've got level 3s on the left. Oh, yes. Therewolf is going to be go-moded right out of this 7 because that Eddie key is going to save him a ton of time digging this out. He is in and out of here before Chester, before Saiton even thought of going and opening that key door. All right, Therewolf will get the Triforce hint here, up A, and he will be out of the 7 with the Triforce. And he'll only have 2 spots left to go, 8 and 4. We see Chester also getting frustrated with this stupid dragon and decides, well, here, take a wand to the face. Get out of my way. Yeah, Therewolf definitely in a good position here. If he can find those silver arrows, then he will be golden. Red ring and I believe red ring and silver arrows are forced to be a 9 in this. Let me check on the summary. No, they're not forced to be, but we do not have the allow important items in 9 flag on, so the power bracelet right now is the only item that cannot be in level 9. The ones that cannot be in level 9 are your bow, your ladder, your raft, your recorder, and your power bracelet, because all of those may be required to access a Triforce or a dungeon. And therefore, they cannot be allowed to be in level 9 since you would not be able to go into them first. Alright, Saiton is back up to his corner. Chestjerk and Opno have gotten their ladders and Triforces out of level 3 and are headed to do their... Both headed to the same spot via different strategies. So Saiton will be out of the 7 with 7 Triforces and the bow. So Saiton has the Triforce out of 8, but he hasn't found any items in it. So Saiton has a bit of a gamble here. Do you go to 4? If you don't find those silvers in 4, do you go back to 8 or do you just dive 9? Especially if you find the power bracelet's a big question. If you don't find the power bracelet in 4, like say you find like the wooden boomerang in 4, that means that one of your 2 items is in 8 is the power bracelet, and then you probably are going straight to 9. We got a hint that Goma creeps with the heart. Okay. So yeah, 4 is basically a dead item. Saiton has his any key as well, so all of our runners now have made their way over here. Actually, Chester did not pick up his any key. He decided to stop at 4 on the way down here. But he has 5 keys, so probably figured he can clear this one out pretty quickly. We also see Opno took the opposite route. He got the any key first and then circled around to the 4. Chester's going to grab his Triforce out of 4, and we'll see if he goes back in. Theorwolf's in level 4, digging it out right now. Actually, all of our runners in level 4 right now. So let's see. This is going to be a big indicator of how this goes. Who decides to stay in level 4? Who doesn't? And is that heart hint correct? All right, CJ has his any key and is recording. Where's CJ recording to? Probably. Where is that? That's level 6. He's going to use that to screen scroll over to level 2 and go dig his Triforce out. Ah, we see that level 4 has the white sword for Opno. Not a bad item in there, but not the silvers that we were looking for. Alright, Opno's grabbing his Triforce on level 4. Has the item as well, so he knows he does not have to go back to level 4. Saitama got his Triforce out of level 4 as well, just bailed out, and where does he go now? Because we haven't even seen level 9 yet. These flags have first quest overworld, so we don't have the ladder locations on the river. Also, why the recorder was not very useful is because it was only affected by Recorder Lake, and we've checked that. And we also saw hints that said the raft wasn't needed, so. Yeah, step over the water may just mean that the item itself is blocked by a river room of some sort in a dungeon. Alright, Chester grabs his Triforce onto 2. I believe he already has the raft, so he's out of here. He'll be going to 8. Alright, so Theorwolf is up here looking for 9. I'd imagine. Oh, level 9 is vanilla. Okay, so Theorwolf, the first person with the information on where those are. DJ, probably not. The pairings just went live about an hour ago, and it is usually, unless runners really need to, they usually wait until Monday to start posting them. Alright, so Theorwolf just has to get to this 8 and go, whereas Sighthound is on the opposite side of the map, checking for the coast for 9. So Theorwolf has some time to get this Triforce out of 8 and make his decision on whether to dig or to go to 9. He also was able to pick up that sword out of level 4 while he was there, so he has the same combat as Opno now. And Opno has 6 Triforces. As he picks up his Triforce out of level 2, he'll be heading either to 5 or 8. Yeah, big advantage there for Theorwolf, that white sword giving him the ability to just get out of that blue wizrobe room by just going in and stabbing his face off. Very well done. Chester finally navigates his way through it and sees a blue Grias. Well, that is the compass for Theorwolf. So what does he do with that information? Okay. Opno is got his Triforce in 5. He is on his way to level 8. So we've got 3 runners that are going to be in level 8, and we have 1 runner who has finished level 8 and is looking for his level 9. If Scytown's going to Death Mountain, though, so Scytown's going to take a good 2 minutes to do this Death Mountain loop before he circles back around to East Death Mountain. Oh, we see the first item in 8. It is the Power Bracelet. Well, we don't need that Power Bracelet, but that may make it take longer for Chester to get to his level 9. Scytown found the hint shop up on Death Mountain and took a shot at the hints, but ended up getting a hint over the recorder. Which is not what he was looking for. Yeah, it said something about the recorder, which we know the recorder is in level 5. Okay. We did have a mag sighting, but unfortunately could not pick it up at 11 hearts. So, the sword range is 10 to 14 on this, so. Yeah, there's only a 33% chance that you see the silvers in this level 8. And also, because we can understand the old men, the level 8 does have a good chance at having a hint for the silvers as well. Well, Scytown has decided to come back to this level 4 and take a look at what's in here for his item. He did not get this white sword, but he will end up finding it in here. I don't imagine he'd leave it, but it's not going to be what he's looking for. Alright, Theorwolf able to navigate that blue wizard room again, finds this nasty blue Gorilla room that takes forever to fight down. Alright, that's a little Betty White for Scytown. He'll be out of this 8. And Opno grabs his Triforce, so if Opno decides to bail on this 8, he could have a bit of an advantage. Theorwolf's gonna grab this Power Bracelet. He's a little annoyed at it. That's the wrong item, but he's going to grab it just to mark it off on his tracker. Still looking for the second item in this level 8 though, so he's going to decide that he wants to know if it's here or not before he goes to 9. He also hasn't gotten to the Triforce yet, which is way in the upper right corner, so. This is a very close race still. Scytown is just now getting his way up into East Death Mountain, so he will end up entering level 9. And Opno is going to beat him to it. Opno going straight up to East Death Mountain first, so Opno will give us our first crack at finding whether or not the silvers are here. Right now, we can find a pig by checking the roars at the doors. Yes, we can find Zelda when we find the shutters that don't open, but right now, we don't care about any of that until we see Obscure. Yeah, that's definitely what I'd be looking for. If I'm Opno or Scytown, you're looking for the old man that gives you a hint, or you're looking to take every staircase you can so you can cross off as many of them as possible without having to clear the rooms. Now for the shutter door, remember we need the shutter it is a single shutter door in a room that does not open when we kill all the enemies. Ganon, we will be able to hear Ganon if we're next door to him, although that doesn't necessarily mean there's a way to get to him from that room. And this is a pretty large level 9 too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 55 rooms of level 9. If I'm doing my math right. That could be. Oh, yeah. Opno's gonna kill this room because this is a crack at Zelda. If that shutter door to the right of this patcher does not open, he has found the route. But it does open. Not Zelda. Oh, Chester dies to those blue. That blue wizrobe room is very much annoying, Chester. We do hear a roar on Opno's side. It is not up, though, so that means that roar is going to be south. Ganon is going to be in the bottom of column 9 tonight. Unfortunately, gives us a lot of room to work with. And Opno is down to 1 bomb as well, so he's going to have to be careful with his counts in this dungeon. Sci-Town finds one of the items in level 9 at the boomerang. That's not the one we wanted. I don't think Ganon can lock the silvers. That would be the smart thing to do, but he has not figured that out yet. That is true, our tracker pointing out that it is not impossible to have to go through Ganon's room to get there, even though you have to go through Ganon. But today, there's only one room on the opposite side of him. Fairwolf has been in this level 8 for a doozy of a time. He's seen one of the items. He still hasn't found the second one, and he still hasn't picked up his Triforce yet. He really, if this is going to be his seed, he really needs this level 8 dig to pay off. But Chester's also in here with him, so it's really just a matter of which one of them finds the correct spot first. Sci-Town getting a great kill on some of these Pole's voices to get a double fairy drop and gets his health back to full. Gonna let him get a little bit deeper into this dungeon. Oh, that was very clean by Opno. Very clean Patrick kill on that. Alright, here's... Every one of these staircases could be the silvers for both Opno and Fairwolf and Chester, but it's not this one. That is our boomerang staircase in the bottom of the G column. Well, you can... Here's some of my any keys, sir. Chester, unfortunately, the one runner that has not found his white sword yet, so this combat with these blue whiz recruits is it's way more difficult for him than everyone else. And Chester and Opno both in the same, or sorry, Opno and Sci-Town both in the same room. Opno decides to go north, does not find anything there that can you use. Yeah, both runners take a different direction, but both directions end up being a bust. So still looking for this staircase. Ooh. Opno bombed in different directions from Sci-Town in that room. Ooh, hold on. Nope. Okay, that opened up. Never mind. Oh, Opno skipping through a Patra to find our silver arrows in the back of 9. Opno is in go mode. He knows where Ganon is. He just has to get the kill and figure out where is Zelda. All right, so that Triforce, they are 1 room, 2 rooms. to the left of that bunny room, so that's A3. Last sword first to go, that is true. All he needs is a clean Ganon kill and then to find the princess. Chester gets the back of this 8 and finds out that it's all defense, that it was not what he wanted to pay for this 8 for. Alright, Optimus going to need 8 hits on this Ganon. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That is a beautiful stun lock to get the kill. Now we just got to figure out where is that princess. Scytown is left. Where is Scytown going? He has resources. Is he going back to... Oh, where did he go to go get? Looks like he went to go get a... Oh, he went to buy bombs. Okay, that's why he has resources now. Yeah, it turned out that one bomb in that Pole's Voice room is really what changed it. This room that's Opto's in right now, you have to go left from that room. However, we still have to find Zelda. Opto thinking, hey, that Patra room also had a shutter door, but that one did not open for him. Gonna try it now, see if this helps him. Not yet. More teasing going on. Alright, Theorwolf has found his Triforce in 8, has decided to come to 9. He'll find out that's the right play if he can keep his bomb count high. Patra guards the compass. That's great. We've killed like 4 of them, guys. Which Patra? We've killed... Opto's killed 4 of them. Let's see. Scytown is back in his 9. It looks like he has found the room with the silvers. So Scytown is not too far behind. This still could be Opno's or Scytown's race if Scytown can find a path to the Triforce. And here comes Theorwolf into 9. He still has a little bit more information to find, but it is not a hard silvers to find. It is very centralized. And Opno is down to 2 bombs. He looks like he's trying to use that old man to get a bit of a count going here. And he does very nicely farm to keep himself up to 5. But he won't need it. He has found the princess. GG's to Opno point. Opno finishes first overall and on the restream with a final time of 1:07:52. Well played. And just as this happens, Scytown gets the kill on Ganon. He is ready to go to his Zelda hunt. Theorwolf is starting to get towards the center area of the map. He will need to go a little bit farther north than this to get to his Triforce, or get to his location. Theorwolf sees his unfortunate news that the first staircase item you find is the boomerang. And I believe we are joined in the booth here by Opno Point. Opno, congratulations. Well done.
Hi, thanks. That me staying in 7 sure paid off big time.
Yes, actually, you were you took a bit of a gamble. Everybody else started looking around in 8 a little bit more than you, and you got into 9 just before Saitown did, maybe by about a minute or a minute and a half. And when you got to that Pole's voice room, the one with the bomb hole that was north and west, Saitown ended up bombing to the east first, and it was his last bomb, so he couldn't get to the silvers. So you guys were in that room at the same time, and you were able to go left, and he went right, and it was the difference.
Yeah, I felt pretty good with my bomb situation in 9. And a bunch of forces. Even get a force bomb from a Patra. Don't see that every day.
No, you did. Your Patra fights were really nice. You had, I think, 2 different Patra fights where the first I don't know what you call those waves. Like, he goes out and then he comes in. But, like, there were 2 fights where as soon as he siphoned in, you just got a full kill on him.
Yeah, it was really on point. My double hits with White Sword and the Wand.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Because, like, you've got to get the rhythm of that down and get the... you got the rhythm of the Patras and the rhythm of your White Sword Wand combo hits down very well there.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure that room with the silver arrows has the Patra there is guarding the compass, probably.
Oh, sure. The silver arrows and the compass are the same room. Chest Jerk is hoping that the silvers are here. Saitown has found the princess. Saitown finishes second on our restream and second overall with a time of 1:11:05. Get your GGs for Saitown. So, first through fourth, what do you think was your order for getting the your first sword?
Last location, the sword cave, but I got lucky with the 4-heart wand pretty early. So
yeah, 4-heart. Yeah, that was real nice.
Figured it wasn't much of a hurry to get the sword, and I got the wand.
Yeah, just the one major Wizrobe dungeon that made it that you needed to have the sword. All right, and we are joined by our second place finisher, Saitown. Well done.
Oh, thanks. That was a brutal start.
Yeah, we were just mentioning that Opno had, I think you were at like 32 minutes for the sword.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. No. It was like 15 or 16. But it was every overworld spot was done except for next to 9.
No, Opno was 32.
Yeah,
no way.
I got the sword super early because I got the wand very early.
Oh, that's different then. Yeah, that's not like the sword didn't really play a point then. If you got the wand early enough.
Yeah. Opno, did you get the wand? Did you see the wand and then go back for it?
I got the hint that the one wasn't on the coast right away. And then I found the one. I was on the 3 hearts, so I couldn't. There was no shot at the end. So I found a heart and then screen right after, and I decided, why not? Let's try it. And it worked at 4.
Yeah, I got it at 4 also, but it was after I had a sword. So, yeah, it took me like 15 minutes to get a stinking sword.
All 4 of you had leads at one point. Theirwolf was a little bit ahead because he found the ladder first. Then Opno got a little bit ahead because he found the bow in the back of 7 first.
I almost full cleared that 7. I had 3 rooms left. Actually, I had 2 rooms left.
Yeah, about the same boat. I explored the northwest to 7 before I did the northeast, or before I cleared out northeast, because I still didn't actually pick up the any key yet when I was in 7. I had the ladder, but
I didn't have the ladder. 7 was basically the first dungeon I fully dug.
Oh, okay. I had visibility on every dungeon but 5 and 9 before I got the sword.
Yeah.
So, I was diving like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I was going almost in order.
Yeah. 1
And-
and 9 was the last level I found, and 1 was the second to last.
We didn't know on the restream where 9 was until Thirlwolf found it with 1 Triforce left. So nobody had gone up to that East Up Mountain after you took the warp zone to get there early on in the race. So it was like you only found level 9 about a minute. Sidetown, you only found level 9 like a minute and a half after we found out on the restream. And Opno was maybe 30 seconds after we found out.
That's cool. Yeah, I felt like it had to be pretty close there in 9, but just did not work out tonight.
All right, Chessjerk has pulled back into this race. He was the farthest one behind getting into this 9, but it seems he found both the compass and the silver error room.
Yeah, I never cleared that patch, right? Just managed to clip in, taking only 1 hit. I just went straight again.
I got the hint that Patra's guarding the compass after I got silver, so I didn't really.
Yeah, I was saying. I figured it was close slightly that the Patra in the silver's room, because I killed 4 other Patras in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Even forced the bomb from 1.
Awesome. Yeah, I ran out of bombs and had to leave and come back. I was struggling bad.
The big difference in the race, you and Upno were there was a Pulse Voice room, there was a dark floor, and you bombed to the right and you used your last bomb to bomb there. And Opno had enough bombs to check all 3 doors, so he was able to stay there and go get the silvers right out of that. You were in the same room you were at the same time right when that happened.
Yeah, that's crazy town. It worked out well either way, because I still don't feel like I deserved even second place in this race with things that happened and how I played. So I feel like I got lucky to even be close. But it was good. Well, GG out, no. And thanks everybody for hanging out with us and letting us be on the restream like this. Always appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. We have a Ganon is down for Chessjerk, so he just needs and he has that compass, so he just has to find his way up to where Zelda is. But I don't know if he's in the right area, if this is where he needs to be or not. I think he needs to be a little bit farther north from whatever stair you need.
Wow, that's a lot of bombs on Chessjerk's side.
Yes, he bought the first the bomb upgrades as soon as he saw one. He picked them up. And
Yeah, he must have bought both of them because he was at 15 bombs at some point.
Well, you all have a good evening. I'm going to bounce out of here, but thank you so much again. And again, GG out now.
GG Cyclone.
Alright, Chessjerk's getting pretty close here, but that one's not going to let him in. Let's see. Do you remember if there was a door to the left of Zelda?
The only way in was from the right.
Okay, so he's going to have to do some bombing to get around to the right-hand side, but he is within 1 door of Zelda's location. Theirwolf is still trying to find these silvers in here. Ah, yeah, that should do it for for Chessjerk. GG's in chat, 3rd on the restream, but also 3rd in this race. We had 16 runners, so 1st, 2nd, and 3rd on the restreams.
That's nice. Although I'm pretty sure a lot of people will say it's not surprising.
No, we had 4 very good runners on their stream overall, and like I said, Theirwolf was very close in this race right up until he did the full dive of 8 and got very turned around in there. And we're joined by Chess Jerk, GG's friend.
Thank you very much. GG Opno.
GG Chester.
So how did you feel about that? You had a lot of bombs at the end there.
I did. Well, my mom always told me, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So, I mean, I probably shouldn't say nothing, but I sure want to.
Yeah, you were probably a little behind for most of the seed, but you did have that bomb advantage, and you ended up finding the red ring. You're the only person who found the red ring.
Okay, given where it was, that is not surprising. But I was not ready to. I mean, was there a hint that silvers were in 9?
Up though, were you the one that saw the hint for the silvers?
No, I did not. Never saw the second hint shop.
There's a hint, I believe, that said, like, so you had to step over the water for the silvers, which I think is the room that Thorwolf's in right now.
Thorwolf has seen like 95% of the rooms here.
Right, and
Basically
he just found the bomb hole that he needs to get to the silvers. It's this room.
Yeah, it's basically the last room possible for him. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a lot of overworld uncleared, given where all the dungeons were. So, I mean, barely set foot in Death Mountain, and I have a PB spot left. And obviously, the 2 raft spots I didn't check because it said they weren't required. I mean, they could have easily been on one of the raft spots, I suppose.
Well, it wasn't on the west one, that's for sure. I checked it.
The other hint shop is actually up in Death Mountain. It's like the second spot in. It's the spot that has the Armoses that also has the bomb location.
Okay.
Sidetown found it and had money for 1 hint there, but I
mean, if it was step over the water to get the silvers, I would have cleared 4 for sure to get that white sword, which I did not, because I assumed that given the the hints that I saw, that Boomerang was in 4 because I got 2 ladder block hints, and so I say, oh, there's no way there's a ladder block in 9 too, and then I saw the Boomerang in 9 and went, oh, right, fantastic. And I debated. I almost went back to 4 after seeing the Boomerang, because now it's 50-50, and the silvers could have easily been in 4 for all I know. But I didn't, and luckily it was the right choice.
Yeah, the white sword was the room right after the Triforce.
Of course it was. I mean, it was my last Triforce anyway, so I really didn't suffer through less of the sea with just wood sword, so it's fine. I'm not worried about that. Or it was my second to last Triforce, whatever it was. But I mean, it was just the clearing out 2. I mean, obviously having the white sword would have been nice for 8, because I took 3 stupid deaths in 8, and I'm trying to get to the potion. I should have paused to go to my potion, and I didn't, and I paid the price 3 times. So I mean, I don't think, looking at the results, I doubt it saved 7 minutes. So I honestly don't think it would have changed the results at all. But what are you gonna do? I mean, triple dipping a couple dungeons, triple dipping 4. It's like, oh, you need an arrow. Oh, you need a ladder. Oh, yeah, good job. Okay, fine. Very good job. So that was kind of annoying. Trying to figure out which of the first 5 dungeons I could clear. And I bought a key to clear 1. I felt good about that. And then wasted that 1 key in 4 to get nothing. So, I mean, luckily 7 had a bunch of keys. So that felt, I mean, I felt good about digging the bow out of 7. So that felt good. But, I luckily found a hint in 6 to say, hey, don't dig 6 because there's only a heart here. I say that being the heart guy, but I mean, I even gave up a heart because I wasn't ready to give up keys yet. I didn't have the ladder and only had 3 keys or whatever it was. So felt bad about that too. Sorry, chat. I let you down.
That's okay. You made the trick to go all the way around that spiral staircase to go get the heart. So
yeah, I wasn't ready to do that.
All right, Thorwolf has finally found the princess. GG's out in chat. He finishes 4th in the race with a time of 1:23.56. So our four runners on Restream are also our top 4 finishers. And we're joined in chat by Theorwolf. Hello, friend.
Hey, how's it going?
GG's.
GG,
How do you
Theorwolf.
feel about that?
Oh, I love doing every room of 9.
That was the only thing I did correctly in this seed, was not fully clear 9. I did everything else wrong.
my main issue was losing the stair in 8. That was my downfall. But 9 was the icing on the cake right there.
Got super lucky in level 8. I basically perfect routed my way to the Triforce and just left.
Yeah, no, I cleared every room in the bottom part of 8. Once where is my staircase? Oh, right. It's that room at the start that you didn't clear. Good job. And I was determined to get the item out of there because I did not have the hint that silvers were a 9 or ladder block.
Well,
so I was like, I'm this far in. I'm getting the second item out of 8. You can't stop me. So I was nice to see a far too late red ring, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah. 9 was just long because of, last locationing. Luckily, never ran out of bombs. That would have sucked.
I had 20. I was not nowhere near running out of bombs. You couldn't take my bombs away fast enough. I needed them all for level 8.
Was it +6? Oh man. Wish I had the money for it.
I had so much money. Did you buy a candle? I never saw a candle shop, I don't think.
Oh, I bought a candle at the open cave on DM real early.
Yeah, same.
I cleared dungeons 1 through 8 and was then looking for 9 because I never touched Death Mountain until the end.
Well, 9 was my last overworld spot that wasn't PB or Raft, which I knew wasn't required.
Theorwolf, you were the first person to find 9.
Nice.
Oh, yay.
Like, you found 9 at like 54, 55 minutes. We did not know where 9 was on the restream until you found it.
Yeah, I wanted to check my last spot before confirming it was PB blocked, and then, it was there. And right before that was 7, and 3 spots before that was 5, so I love leaving 3 dungeons to the very end to find.
I cleared 8 as my last dungeon, and I'm looking around, okay, I don't know where 9 is. I haven't even burned all of the forest yet. I mean, what's going on here? So, yeah, I'm checking PB spots. I burned the rest of the forest. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to Death Mountain now. And then first check is level 9, so fantastic.
Yeah, for most of the race, you and Scytown were swapping for the first 30 minutes. We're like swapping back and forth, and then Opno found the bow before all of you, and then you responded with the ladder, and then so all 4 of you were very close to each other, through basically right up until the decision of whether to dig out 8 or not.
Yeah.
What you're saying is if we had done a 4-way co-op, cooperative thing, we would have finished the seed in about 20 minutes. Is that the vibe that I'm getting?
If you had done it co-op, you may have gotten the exact same time as Opno did, because you all found the same information within a minute and a half of each other. You would be like, the ladder's here, and everybody would be like, yeah, we're already in that dungeon. We'll be there in a minute.
Gotcha. Good plan.
That was definitely something, though.
Yeah,
Shout out to the wand being 4 hearts.
Yeah, that was a nice find too. I mean, I'm thinking back because I remember this tournament. I don't remember the seeds being like this. I mean, maybe my memory's faulty, but I don't remember massive ladder blocks and an arrow block, and I don't even remember what else now. It's been too long.
Some of the logic has changed since then, I'm sure.
Yeah, at least I remembered not to push second quest push blocks, because
I don't know that I always remembered that, to be honest. Yeah, I tried to keep reminding myself, but it's hard.
I cleared at least 2 rooms I probably shouldn't have. I'm like, no. Second quest stuff is not on. Please don't do that. Luckily, there weren't too bad rooms. So.
I had to look up the program. I still had the program open just in case, and I had to look up, make sure the second quest rooms were not on.
Yeah, I had it up. I had the summary up just in case.
Yeah, because when you run enough of the tournament flags, and you're like, oh, I'm practicing for a tournament, and then you're like, wait, not tournament flags.
Well, when you're as old as me, and you actually played this flag set in that tournament, and you try to think back, okay, what flags didn't exist back in 2017? Yeah, you have to think of it, think big picture, and some of the stuff we have today didn't even exist back then. I mean, this was when Shapes was the new shiny thing, as I recall. That's why it was the Shapes tournament. So, they don't have to be vanilla Shapes anymore. Isn't that amazing? But yeah, good times. I think that was a tournament that I went undefeated in the Swiss round and then immediately lost in the first round of the bracket, as I recall. Ah, yes. Was I ever that young?
I think I lost a saver. I don't know. It's been too long.
Losing to Saver? Been there, done that.
Was it a tournament before 2000? You probably lost a saver.
Right? Well, thanks for the comms and GG guys, restream,
Yes.
tracking all that fun stuff.
Absolutely.
I
GG,
am
everyone.
going out.
Yes, going to bed. I'm tired now. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
And thank you to our tracker today, Neo no Nane, for hanging out and pushing all the buttons in the background. We'll be back for the rest of the week. We have plenty of Z1 races coming up for week 4 of the Random Force 2025 tournament. We'll see you all coming up this week. Have a good night.